Okay, I don't believe he's a flight risk. I'm just concerned about him being a danger to the community. I'm a young man, I swear I'm not a danger. Emotions get the best of people, and it's a one-time isolated incident. Why are you crying? People State of Michigan versus AJ Shamley.
Yes, sir.
Appearances, please.
Thank you, Magistrate. Steve Vincent, P71917.
Jessica Scheib on behalf of Mr. Shamley, who has formal reading, understands his constitutional rights, and stands mute.
Okay, the court in a not guilty plea on behalf of Mr. Shamley. I note for the record, Mr. Vincent has sent pictures related to this case. I have reviewed the pictures. So go ahead with your argument, Mr. Vincent.
Thank you, Magistrate. As well, I ended up sending those pictures to defense counsel. We're going to be asking for a $25,000 cash surety. We're also going to be asking for a tether. I understand this incident took place allegedly April 13th of 2023, but I would just like to bring a few things to your Honor's attention. One, at the time of this offense date, this defendant was on probation for misdemeanor weapons firearm matter, where he ended up getting a year probation. This is a DV third offense. His two prior DVs happening in May of he was convicted of his first DV May of 2017 and then subsequently February of 2021. In between those, he also ended up getting a conviction for an attempt R&O. In 2014, he pled to an unarmed robbery case out of Macomb. That was reduced down from an assault with intent to rob while armed. And in this particular matter, this defendant allegedly beats up his girlfriend in the parking lot to the point where she's unconscious because she won't give him the passcode to her phone. And then allegedly, while either she's unconscious or just short of being unconscious, he ends up taking that phone and fleeing the scene. Last thing, I would like to note that the warrant was entered in June of last year. So it wasn't like this was just entered the other day. So respectfully, we find him to be a danger. Everyone sees the result of the beating that allegedly this defendant gave to his girlfriend at the time. And respectfully, we're asking for that cash with monetization.
Okay, Ms. Scheib.
Sir, anything you say right now can and will be used against you. Let me argue on your behalf. I don't want you saying anything. There's prosecutors on this for your own protection. You do have a right to speak, but maybe wait till I'm done. And if you still want to say something, you have a right to. But as your attorney, I'll advise you not to. Your Honor, my client is 27 years old. Those priors, he would have been very young. His parents just passed, both of them. He has not seen the complaining witness in 2 years, or at least a year, almost 2 years. This incident allegedly is from April 13, 2023. He is a lifelong resident. He has 6 kids. He lives with his 6 kids. Nobody else lives with them. He currently has COVID. They're not giving him a mask or treating him there or anything. They don't have any masks, and he can't get any medication or rest or anything that he needs. He's not currently on, I don't believe he's on probation or parole. I heard them say that there was a probation, but that was non-assaultive. I don't have any KPS history whatsoever, so I don't believe he's at flight risk. They took a long time to enter this, over a year and a half, and he was picked up at home. He didn't miss any court dates. I understand the charge. I understand the allegations. I understand the pictures, but he's still presumed innocent unless proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. And I think the fact that even without a court order, he understands the no contact, and there hasn't been any issues that we are aware of or any contact between him and the complaining witness in over almost just a little less than 2 years, I think that should speak highly to the court. So I'm respectfully asking the court to consider a high personal bond with no contact. This is not something that allegedly just happened. He will have his day in court, Your Honor, but I don't want him losing his job that he provides for his 6 kids with, and he takes care of them alone after he just lost his parents and he is sick now from COVID, Your Honor. And he was arrested at home. I think I mentioned that, not because he came into any police contact for any reason.
I don't believe he's a flight risk. I'm just concerned about him being a danger to the community. And what's particularly,
I'm a young man, I swear I'm not a danger.
Don't say anything.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Oh,
Right. The power agent come.
who's concerned about him being a danger to the community? I understand domestic violence cases happen. Oftentimes, I'm not saying this is true, but oftentimes, tempers flare and their emotions get the best of people, and it's a one-time isolated incident. Why are you crying?
coming back. I'm sorry.
I know the court's asking you, but my client stands mute.
As I indicated, if I'd be more inclined to give him a personal bond and possibly even a tether if this was an isolated incident, which happens from time to time. But given that he's charged with a third offense notice, that he's like 2 prior convictions since 2017 and 2020, this is a repeated pattern of behavior. And then for that reason, if nothing else, I find that he is a danger to the community. And what was the bond amount you requested, Mr. Vincent?
Magistrate, I was asking for a 25,000 with some type of monitorization.
Monetization.
Yeah, and
Okay.
yeah.
Go ahead. 25,000.
Yeah, I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead.
No. I apologize. I shouldn't have even said anything. But it was twofold. One, the fact that he was on probation at the time, and secondly, you've already covered the fact that it's a third offense notice. So I apologize.
You were right the first time. You shouldn't have said anything.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Okay.
$25,000 cash surety in a humorous way, obviously.
I know.
$25,000 personal bond. Cash surety bond. While this case is pending. Yes, go ahead.
So, Your Honor, I understand that it's not the city prosecutors, but the prosecutor's office entered this a year and a half later. So their concern of him being a danger or not, they wait a year and a few months to enter it. So at that time, they don't consider him a danger or whatever. And then
Rashad, your point is duly noted. My bigger point is that he has 2 prior domestic violence cases for 2017 and 2020, and there are gaps in time for those. I'm seeing a pattern of behavior here, and like I said, your point is duly noted. And Ms. Shibe, to further your point, if this was just an isolated, if this is charged domestic violence 1 as a first offense or whatever, your point is well taken. And being inclined to give him a personal bond. But the court's concerned for the safety of any future women he may date, for their safety. And like I said, he exhibited a pattern of behavior here. He's been convicted twice before domestic violence. And so that's why I believe a cash surety bond is deemed necessary here.
So what about the 2 years that have passed with no incidents whatsoever, not only with this complaining witness or anybody? So if the court, I understand
there were 3 years incidents between 2017 conviction and 2020 conviction. I don't want to take a chance on it. I'm talking about, I understand your point, and I'm not going to belabor the point with you. And like I said, it's duly noted. And like I said, I would be inclined to agree with you if he did not have any prior domestic violence convictions, but he does. And I'm concerned about a pattern of behavior. Now, he may be in good behavior now between the date of this incident until now, but I'm not sure it's going to hold true for the future. How long it's going to hold true, given his past pattern of convicted behavior. And so that's why I'm going to adopt the recommendation of the people. You have the last word, Ms. Shibe. Make it brief.
So would the court consider a GPS tether house arrest work only in a tether? I'm sorry, a personal bond with the tether, house arrest and work only, so he can take care of his 6 kids that he takes care of alone. His parents passed away and he has COVID and he has a job Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. to provide for his children. So I won't object to a GPS tether and house arrest, work only at those times only, in an high personal bond.
Please, I don't want to lose my house, please. I worked so hard for 2 years. Please. Please, Judge. There'll be an addition. This in here.
$25,000 cash surety, no contact with Amber Morgan, Lakina Henry. You're not to possess any handguns, firearms, other dangerous weapons. You'll be fitted with a GPS tether, 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. curfew. Bond redetermination hearing will be Tuesday, January 21st, in front of Chief Judge McConicle. Preliminary examination, January 29th, in front of Judge Jack Hay. Step aside, sir.
Your Honor, can they mark his file medical?
Yes. Please mark his file medical.